Here's a confession. I used to be a witch. Well, I suppose I still am, but it's all but impossible to make a decent living doing it on your own. You probably didn't know that magic is best practiced in numbers. Not a whole coven. Can you imagine the noise with all that cackling and potion bubbling? No, working in threes is the ideal situation. I did used to operate with two other witches, but over time work became harder and harder to come by. A few centuries ago, we were up to our ears in casting spells, conjuring up ghostly visions and making prophecies of all sorts. In fact, royalty were regular clients. But that kind of work dried up because kings and queens just stopped murdering each other. The call for using magic to further bloodthirsty quests to capture a throne just melted away. People say it's progress, but I don't know. Anyway, the three of us needed other work to supplement our diminishing income, so we formed a girl band. Weird Sisters, we were called. We used to do Scottish folk songs and covers of Proclaimers songs, but that's really where the trouble started. The three of us had got on like a cauldron on fire doing witchcraft, but cracks started to form in our relationship when we were in show business. I suppose you might call it artistic differences, but we started falling out. Personally, I think the song 500 Miles is a classic and can't understand how anyone could get tired of it. But the other two thought having performed it about 500 times it had become an annoying earworm. I hated the bagpipe solos we downloaded from Spotify, but the other two loved them. And where we'd spent centuries happily chanting a line each from any spell we were casting, disagreements crept in around who'd sing what, with nobody wanting to be relegated to backing singer. I suggested we all sang the songs together like Bananarama, but egos were too big. It all came to breaking point when we headlined the Highland Games Festival and had a massive argument about which one of us would close our set. I'm ashamed to say we all lost our tempers and recklessly threw out some spells that resulted in the entire collection of the games cabers being burnt to ash. So the band broke up, and I remember saying, "When shall we three meet again?" But the other two said if the band got back together again, they'd probably replace me with someone from Britain's Got Talent. Charming. Anyway, last I heard, Clotho was working in a t-shirt factory and Atropos was on the tills at Asda. Me, I'm scraping a living as a seaside fortune teller. You have to reinvent yourself, don't you? After all, we only live 1,000 years or so.
That was Weird Sister, played by Catherine Hamilton, with thanks to freesfx.co.uk for sound effects and music, and also to JTP Theatre's sponsors, Bonds of Thornbury,